All right. I am so excited to have everyone meet my dear friend Kim here. And Kim and I have been working. Kim, if I'm not mistaken, we started in October, right? October 2023.
October, I think so,
Yes.
yes.
And so Kim is an incredible client of mine who have done incredible change, transformation, that's I will say, incredible transformation in her body. I want her to share her story with you so that we can all learn from it because she is a woman that has a lot of wisdom to share with us. So Kim, tell us a little bit about you. Like what kind of job do you do? You are an entrepreneur, you have your own business.
Yes.
So
In
you work from
health and
home?
wellness, right? I work at home, also have a real estate business that we utilize as private money lenders. And
Yes.
that's me personally. So that's what I do. And of course, take care of my husband.
And Kim is also a grandma. She doesn't look like mom.
Yes, that's right. I have almost a 3-year-old granddaughter. So very excited about that. She lives in Arkansas, so we're looking to move there. And obviously, I'm a very active person, and but that had started declining until Mickey helped me put all the pieces together. So now I could, you know, um, keep up with Sophia a lot better.
Tell us a little bit where you were a few months ago when we met like this.
Well, a few months ago, I was at 13 years of when I moved to New Jersey of not working out, and I had put on 30 extra pounds.
30
And
extra pounds.
30 extra pounds. But what was also happening, because I started menopause at 48 and I'm 57 now, so I'm pretty post-menopausal, I can
Yeah.
tell. But what was happening is that although I was kind of eating the same, the weight was packing on, and the things I had done to lose weight prior wasn't working.
What were you trying before to lose weight? Like what has
Um,
worked for you in the past, but that it wasn't working anymore?
Portion control,
Uh-huh.
reducing, carbs. I'm not much of a processed eater, so that was something that had changed. Exercise, walking, things like that was no longer working. But what I also noticed that I had really never noticed prior was the inflammation in my body. I had a lot of inflammation, and I'm the type of woman that I carry a lot of weight in my face. It goes there first, which is so not fair. And then I was feeling extra tired and I felt really foggy. I didn't know there was a term for it called brain fog, but I was
Mm-hmm.
feeling foggy. I no longer have inflammation and I no longer feel foggy. And I've lost 20 pounds so far.
Wow. It's
Mhm. And
incredible.
started working out again, uh,
Yes.
weight training, and then walking, because every other day I used to walk 5 miles and weight train. And then I moved to New Jersey. And for whatever reason, I just completely stopped, which was not a good decision. So I encourage no woman to stop.
Tell us how it felt having that extra weight on you.
Oh my gosh. Well, it not only does it affect you physically, it
Mhm.
affects you emotionally.
Yes.
And I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin, to tell you the truth, because normally I'm a very confident person, and I was starting to feel not confident in my own skin. And so it was September of this past year that Neil and I had gone out to dinner and somebody had taken a picture of us. Now, I didn't feel like what I saw, but when I saw the picture and how large I was really completely overwhelmed, and I thought I've got to do something about this. And all the apps that I was using, whether it was Noom or the Fitbit app, my micros, my macros, none of it was working. And so I knew I needed to make a complete change, but I wasn't sure how to put those little pieces together and tell you.
So tell me, what have you learned? What have you learned, Kim?
Oh my gosh. Well, I learned that it's, I haven't had a cycle in, a little less than 10 years.
Yes.
So
So
I
your
didn't think,
post-menopausal, yes.
yeah, so I didn't think it was important to track during the month, although I will say that although I didn't track, I could tell that I was going through the same functions without, actually this having the cycle, right? But it was in the
Yes.
emotional cycle. And I didn't think that that was important until you. And as soon as I learned how to work with my cycle and
Mm,
eat properly and how to function and not beat myself up, and it's okay to be tired, and oh, why do I want this chocolate, what's happening to me during the my cycle, that was a game changer. But what really made a difference for me was the fasting.
yes.
I already knew that I could fast 24 hours because my husband works away from home, but doing anything longer than that, I thought, gosh, I'm going to be really tired. I don't think I'm going to have the strength. So when you brought up the 72-hour fast, of course, I set it up so that I could be home because I literally thought I was going to collapse and not be able to function. And to my great surprise and my husband's great surprise, I never felt better in my entire life. Obviously, when you get to the 36 hours with your coaching, I learned that I was addicted to certain foods and I had certain cravings. And what I did was I pushed through it because if I set my mind, and I had to set my mind prior that I was going to
Mhm.
do this and commit, as soon as I got over the hump and I got to the 72-hour fast, I didn't want to eat. I never felt that. I don't even recall a time I felt that good, even in my 20s.
It's amazing. I remember, and just so people know, it's not everybody that will do a 72-hour fast. It really
Right.
depends on where your body is. And the reason why Kim did it, chose to do that, it's because of the healing that was needed. So when we fast, it's really a time that we give our body to heal, to rest and heal, because when we eat all the time, we're asking it to digest, to work, to work, to work, to work. And so the little time that we don't eat when we sleep, after a while, it's just not enough to do the proper, to let the proper healing happen. So that's what fasting did for Kim. What was amazing, Kim, when you came out of the fasting was how you weren't inflamed anymore. Like your face was so different.
My face was very different. I had taken
Yes.
before and after and progression, and it's really gone down because normally when I smile, I have dimples and things
Yes.
that you can see. I still have a little bit here, but I haven't reached that goal. But what I loved is that the inflammation went away and things just started feeling differently because I did notice, and I did want to comment because I think this happens to a lot of women.
Mhm.
Women eat for different reasons. They're
Yes.
bored, they're lonely, they want comfort. It raises serotonin. It's a happy oh, at this time I always have this food at whatever.
Yeah.
And I fell into that trap because my husband works away from home, right? So I had to overcome those things. And now I feel really good because I didn't want to be in a certain physical way, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually for my husband. I wanted to be the best that I could. And so it's so exciting that Neil, although he never pressured me, he never not told me I wasn't beautiful. But when he comes home, because he's gone for a week, he's like, wow, you
You
can
can
really
see
see.
the change.
And it encourages me even more because I feel better
Yes.
for myself first. I didn't do it for Neil first. I did
You
it
did
for
it for
myself.
you. Yes.
That's
Yes.
right.
Tell us a little bit about skin issue. So Kim had this
Yes.
skin thing.
I did. It kind of looked like a, if you will, a little bit above the bra line, but kind of like this, kind of a teardrop. And I noticed that I think it was in September it started. Now
Yes.
I'm a person that loves water. So I drink at least a minimum of 100 ounces a day. That's my minimum. So I was drinking all of this water for hydration. And
Mhm.
sometimes I drink water because I know I just need it. But I noticed that I kept itching in the back and I have a back scratcher. So when I would scratch, I could tell that it was scaly. I could feel it. So when Neil checked it, he said, "Oh my gosh," he didn't even want to touch it or scratch it. He said, "It's like a lizard." I, during this whole change, I went from here to here and changed my whole life, and water was one of them. And I found out that the water that I was drinking was depleting the minerals from my body. And I'm happy to say that within the last 2 weeks, I would say since the beginning of February, it is completely gone. There is no remnant of it at all.
Amazing.
It was very uncomfortable because I really needed that back scratcher, and that was unusual. So whatever the combination of foods, of processed foods that I was addicted to in the water, I really believe the water made a enormous difference for me.
I love so what I love about your story about that patch of skin is that so many times on our body, we will have random things and we're
Right.
trying to figure out what it is, right? You're like, oh, it's like too dry. I'm going to change this lotion. I'll put more lotion on it. But it's very rare that we actually think, is it something that's going in me? And the ripple effect that it does. Right?
Exactly, Mickey, because I like to deduce things down. So before you, I had stopped drinking milk because milk really inflamed
Yes.
me. So I started backing up and going, wait a minute, let me try this for a period of time to see if this is affecting my body. So I knew that with my skin, I exactly did what you said. I thought it was something that I needed to apply. So I applied the lotion, but now I've changed the lotion because I use no fragrance, nothing. I use completely green,
Oh, yes, this is an important point. So
very green.
it was in the program, I teach about the importance of reducing toxins that we take inside, but also toxins that we put on our skin, in the things that we use in the house, in our environment, right? Like even
Right.
in our makeups. And so Kim here is the living example of someone that will just went into everything in her house,
I
like
did
everything from her makeup, right? From your
my
lotion
makeup,
and into the water that
toilet
she's taking.
paper. I changed
Toilet paper,
toilet,
yes.
I did a complete purge. So I had to deduce down what's happening to my back. Lotion wasn't working. I started fasting. I said to myself, what am I doing to my body, to my skin that's going to impact me the most? It's going to be the cleansers I use, the makeup I'm using, the detergent, which gets
Mhm,
onto my clothes,
mhm.
water that I'm taking, all of those factors together that I changed literally. Now I know some people won't be comfortable with it, but I literally did a complete purge. I don't even use plastic in my house. If I get something that comes in plastic, I immediately put it in a glass container and throw out the plastic.
I love that. And you have the result of having now an incredible body that it's healing, that it's getting stronger because you're doing all those strength training,
Exactly.
building your muscles. And like, frankly, you look way younger
I think I look
than your
younger.
age.
Yeah,
Yes. You look way younger. And so you're literally turning back the clock. I know it sounds cliche, but for me at least, when I see clients like him, really, like in just few months, 3, 4 months, like looking younger than when we started, I'm like, yes, she did turn back the clock here. Like something has happened inside of her that she went younger. And that is such a beautiful journey. I am so proud of you, Kim.
Thank you.
I'm
Can I
so
show
proud
you
of
a
you.
picture?
Yes, go
So
ahead.
there's the picture of me when I started
Wow.
and
Yes,
my face.
yes,
That was from July. And that's how my face was in September until
yes.
December.
I
So it's
remember
been a
that. Yeah.
gradual. I do want to say something that's kind of personal, and Mickey might bring it up, but I had mentioned, and I think that a lot of women go through this without us even knowing because we don't talk about it. But the estrogen level in my body has made me desire my husband more. Before it was complete. I'm saying, ladies, it was completely dormant. I said to my husband and to the ladies, it doesn't matter to me if this never happens again. I'm talking about making
Yes,
love,
I
right?
remember you were saying we could play
Yeah,
cards. We
I
could
was
play
fine
cards.
with it. Zero. I'm telling you, zero desire. And so the culmination of everything literally has changed my makeup inside. And
Yes,
and what's going on inside visually comes out here,
yes.
right?
I love that. And what a great testimony. When I tell people that, yes, your desire is going to increase, your libido is going to increase, even if your estrogen level feels like it's like non-existent,
Mm-hmm.
something will come back because other organs are actually producing your adrenaline glands, even if you're post-menopausal, will actually produce some of those estrogen as a backup to your system. And so Kim again is the great.
Well,
It's so good.
what I love is that for me personally is that I'm using myself as a test.
Yes.
And because you can talk to different people, ladies, YouTube, and they give you this information, but you're looking at them and going, but why aren't you that way? You're telling me I should do this, eat this, exercise, but I'm not seeing the fruit of it. I knew from Mickey, looking at her as beautiful as she is, okay, so she's got something that I don't, and I'm missing some pieces. So I decided to trust you, Mickey.
Thank
And
you.
and one of the things that I love is that you were patient in answering my questions, but always very careful to say, don't beat yourself up. If you trip here, this is how you recover. This is, if this is happening to my body, this is why. So all those pieces go together. So I have to say that probably, I would say in the last 3 weeks with my estrogen, ladies, I'm talking a 180 here. 180. Now, yeah, I have to say my husband's smiling, he's like, gosh, but here I was testing myself. These were significant changes for me
Yes.
that needed to happen. You know what I love mostly is I don't count calories. I
Yes.
don't think about my macros, my micros. I get to have heavy whipping cream in my coffee. I have good chocolate. I'm eating delicious whole
Yes.
food. I'm telling you, I'm loving life a lot more, Mickey, because I was really sad in September.
Yes. Yes. And as we're ending this interview, Kim, I want to congratulate you. You are the proof that it doesn't really matter the age where
No,
you are.
that's right.
Age does not matter, ladies. It's
Mhm.
all about what is happening in your head right now. Like if you think that you can't do it, just try. Just try. Give yourself a second chance. What I love about you, Kim, is that you have fallen in love with you. And what a great gift to give yourself like in your 50s, so that actually
Mm.
your 60s, 70s get to be this incredible chapter. Like we don't have to go downhill. Like this downhill rhetorical thing has to stop. That's not what God wants for us. That's
No.
not, it will be part of someone's mission if someone's believed into it. But you are not buying into that anymore. And it's beautiful to see you, build your dreams with your husband now, being like, hey, We are going to move. We are going to start this new thing. And you have the energy for it. Your body that's now working with you towards those goals. I love it. Thank you so much, Kim.
No,
Thank
thank
you.
you, Mickey. I appreciate in your patience. And like I was saying to you, I know that I can go on with you. This phase of it, I'm going to actually miss you because I've enjoyed so much. I've learned, I'm able to ask questions, and it just feels good to feel good. And I think that in all of this, yes, my physical self, but mentally,
Yes.
physically and spiritually, i'm not I'm not foggy anymore. i
Yes.
i feel so good. And it really, before we even entertain any of this, you've got to set your mind and believe that you can do it, because you can, because age really is just a number, right?
Yes. That's such a great way to finish. Age is just a number, ladies. It's just a number. Thank you, Kim.